What up, Bustas? How you living? I'm good. I don't know if you noticed, I'm coming back to life, even though I am on day 2 of a migraine. It's like gone today, but I'm like, I have that leftover, just like, like faded feeling. So I was able to take another day off work because they're making cuts. And then I've got a couple of days off in a row. So it's like I had a week-long vacation. So it's wonderful. I needed it. Everything has been so crazy for like 3 months that I needed to just be in a void. So I went and like did a couple of like errands and like gentle chores today, and now I'm here. I'm gonna catch up on some Kabbalah classes, but first I wanted to come on here and do our manifestation reading for the week. Before we get started with the reading, I would just like to ask y'all to, if you like this channel, subscribe to it. You can hit that bell and you'll be notified of when I post, because I'm kind of like, I do post daily on here, but it depends on my schedule of whether or not I'm posting like in the afternoon or like late at night. So if you turn on the notifications, you'll find out whenever I post. I also blog on Instagram Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I do some fun things in my stories, so you should probably go follow me there too. It's Liz_Taylor_Magick. And let's see, like this video, that helps, and comment or leave an emoji. Any little action taken on it helps me get out there in the algorithm. I'm trying to grow this channel and get the message out there. And check out the description box below always. Sometimes I have a whole written thing that is not what I'm talking about in the video in the description. A lot of times I'll have links to the books or the decks that I use or talk about in the video if they're still available. Some of my decks that I use are out of print, and so that's why I use them for our weekly segments. And then I have a PayPal link if you would like to support my work or donate to the channel. Some people have asked about it, and actually some people have been. Which reminds me, thank you, Joanna, for your donation. I just happened to like open my PayPal just to check it, and I was like, oh my God, I have an unexpected little gift in there. So thank you so much. It's been kind of a growing occurrence lately, so I guess that's something that's starting to happen. So amazing. And I will pull you a card just for you, Joanna, at the end of our reading, so stick around. All right, you guys. Well, I'm excited. I am feeling just so much hope and enthusiasm and inspiration about 2023. I'm feeling the sprouts of progress, and I'm just also feeling the end of like our whole universe has been in retrograde. Like literally the solar system has been in retrograde. So it's kind of like a lot of the planets are starting to catch up with each other. They're like stationing and going direct soon. And over the next couple of weeks, I can't remember specifics, but so we're still feeling like Mercury's in retrograde, Mars is in retrograde. I think Chiron is gone direct or is going direct soon. All of these things that have been making us like really go back and delve deep. Like, even though if you're watching this, you probably already have been doing this work of like sifting through what's no longer authentic or in alignment with you, and, you know, reprioritizing, adjusting things. Maybe putting people in your life into different circles now, right? Maybe some people have come closer into the inner circle. Maybe some people have gone into the outer circle. It doesn't mean you have to like say goodbye or burn any bridges, but you just like, you know, you put people in different contexts, right? We've been giving up old patterns, old habits. We've been trying to overcome old belief systems and dig up all of those like hidden conflicting desires and limiting beliefs that we've been unaware of that have been, you know, keeping us blocked or plateaued or slowing us down. And so now we've been coming to the end of like life season, last season, and it's like this huge chance to like start fresh new on a new timeline, like be like to like rewrite your character. Like the canonical past of the prior script is void and null. We can like do anything we want now going forward. So, I mean, let me adjust that. We can't do anything we want going forward. We still have to play by the rules of like spiritual and like energetic rules and all those laws. But what I'm saying is that the past does not have to dictate, like our past experience does not have to dictate our current or future story, right? So we're leaving those old stories and we're rewriting the new story. And we get to be conscious participants, and we get to use our free will and our hindsight and our wisdom, and all of this transformation, we get to put it to use. So it's all very exciting. So the first little chunk of the year, it feels frustrating because we want to like go, all guns blazing and like be in the living of it. But the winter time is our period to reset, let the death finish out and take its toll, let all of that be cleared away and sit in a liminal space for a minute. Sort of like during the crucifixion, when Christ was crucified on the cross, he was dead for, I guess, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't know, however long that was, like I guess kind of 3 calendar days, like over a period, but maybe not that many hours. But there was a void, right? There was a void where he faced the darkness, the unknown, right? And came back and was resurrected. So the winter is the point of the year where we sit in that liminal space and we face our darkness so that we can be resurrected come spring. Just in time for Easter, right? So this is a good time for us to purge old sadness, old heartache, old bitterness, old forgiveness that's still kind of holding us back and won't let us be completely liberated from the past. What we want right now in this week, we have a lot of potential to be liberated from the things that have controlled us, right? And that can be for better or for worse. Maybe you are so driven and like, and it's, looks really positive because it looks motivated and ambitious, right? But maybe it controls you completely, and it's because you have to live up to the expectations of a parent or a grandparent or someone who funded your education. So maybe you're running yourself to death and you're not in touch with yourself at all because you're always trying to meet expectations. But on the outside, it looks like it's a positive because you're driven and successful and ambitious, right? But the thing that makes that negative is that something is controlling you. You are not, like, left to your own devices, would you feel the pressure to meet those expectations in that same way, right? Or would you do something else completely? If you're like, oh, I am never going to be an alcoholic, like my, fill in the blank, then it's like, yes, that's good that you're not going to be an alcoholic, but there's still a problem because you are living under the control of a negative experience from the past, right? Or any experience from the past. We don't want things to control us. We want to be able to tune into our own authenticity and choose in accordance with that authenticity, because each one of us is a unique expression of a spark of the divine living in consciousness, experiencing this world through the hermeneutic lens and experience of you, with your combination of everything that you've lived through, witnessed, been a part of, the people who have had an effect on you, like all of these things. You're unique. And so if you're letting other people tell you how to live, then you are not living in obedience with God, even if you think you are because you're obeying your parents or whatever, because you are supposed to be expressing your uniqueness. You have your own set of assignments. You have your own set of strengths, weaknesses, mistakes you're supposed to make. all of those things, right? And by the way, the mistakes that you're supposed to make, you can't go out making like shitty mistakes on purpose. You can't go out doing shitty things to people and going, well, like it's all a part of my process, right? It's just that these things that happen, once they've happened, atone for them and correct for them, but don't feel shame and guilty and unworthy because of them, right? That's part of the lesson as well. So they can be used for your development, but it doesn't count if you do it on purpose. If you like fuck people over on purpose and think that, oh, well, if I bounce back from it, that I'm elevating sparks of light. Like, it doesn't count if you make mistakes or do sins or things like that on purpose, thinking that it won't count because you're using it to grow. It only works if you accidentally make the mistake, but then decide not to beat yourself up and make the most of it, right? Okay, so all that to say, these first few weeks of the year are a final chance to really cleanse the slate so that we can start fresh. We can live like on a level mentally, emotionally, spiritually, literally, as we interact and like go through our day. We can live on a level we've never experienced before. We can be the self that we've never actually been yet, but the one that we've been imagining and envisioning. So now, as things come up, you may have these sudden insights and epiphanies and revelations this week, and they might be painful to realize or jolting, or like they might get you like emotional, right? The secret here is to allow the emotions. Don't try to avoid them. Don't try to feel better. Don't try to change them. Don't even try to heal them. Just sit with it and let it be realized. And as you don't fight with it and you just allow and surrender to those feelings and think about, like, let that memory come up, you'll notice that you are seeing it from a different perspective. And you will probably feel so much more compassion and understanding for yourself as you re-experience those memories. And all of a sudden you'll feel so much more loving towards yourself, but you'll feel less triggered and less charged once you just let it pass through. It's like this purging is like getting rid of this toxicity, and we've been doing it incrementally for, however long, but it's like this is gonna be not the last of it, because I feel like it's always like a process in life, but I feel like this is gonna get us over the hump, right? Like, have you ever been like, I don't know, I just thought of a wrestler who needs to cut weight. And so usually wrestlers will wrestle at the, like they'll weigh in, like they'll starve down so that they can fight at the top of the weight class underneath them, but like they train in life at a heavier weight class so that they're used to fighting wrestling bigger guys, but then they like cut weight before they meet so that they can wrestle in a weight class under them and dominate their opponent because they're going to be at the top of the weight class. Does that make sense? So we're offloading this weight so that we could dominate in our life. Okay, you guys, let's check in with Doreen Virtue's Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. This deck is like specifically for manifesting. And let's see what is going to benefit us this week as we go forward in regards to our goals and the things that we want to manifest for this year. Have you guys gotten your vision for 2023 ready? Like every year I like to do a big manifestation list of things that I hope to achieve through the year. I usually don't do resolutions to quit things. My thing is usually I try to adopt better health routines. I try to bring in health and wellness and expand myself rather than trying to quit something. I think that makes it a lot more exciting. And it's you never procrastinate when you do it that way because you're all excited and you're gung-ho. Okay, what do we need to know for this week? Simplify your life. Oh my gosh, I know. I've been trying to slowly clean the house over the last couple of days. I need to do like a big deep clean. I like to do one of those every few weeks. But yes, so as we're going into this new year, like we said, right now is about detoxing, purging all of those emotional experiences and that baggage we're carrying around from the past. But that also means that as we're literally looking in our practical lives, there might be things that we can cut out of our routine. There may be things that we can get rid of in our home that are taking up energetic space or that are making us feel distracted, right? I don't know about you guys, but for some reason, it's like when I do a good house clean, I just smudged a little while ago and I've got everything like neat and in its place and I've decluttered, I can feel like the flow of energy and like my mind, like my thoughts, everything. I'm less overwhelmed because I'm less stimulated by all of the things that I feel like I need to do. So simplify your life, declutter, do a good clean, get those like things that have piled up on your to-do list done. Like my Kabbalah teacher David mentioned recently, he was like, you know, some people are always asking me about these like deep wisdom, like, you know, tips about how to be more spiritual, but sometimes you just need to like go to the dentist or like take care of your life. Like that's spiritual too. Temperance card talks about being able to balance our material realm and our spiritual realm. We have to be competent in both worlds. So while a lot of people like me who are ethereal find it easier to just be like, you know, hanging out with angels and fairies all the time and channeling and being a medium, and I can go into it like that, but like, I don't know, I need to like sign up for healthcare and go pay my bills and like, you know, do a bunch of like tedious tasks like that and like do a bunch of adulting. Like I can do it, but it's like, it's so much heavier for me. So it's good to be really proficient at both. You're not wasting your time if you have to, you know, neglect your spiritual studies or your spiritual routine to just take a few days to like get your like kingdom in order, right? And vice versa. If you need to say, double down on a creative project for a couple of weeks, then it's not the end of the world if you have to let the dishes pile up. Like the last few weeks have been a test for me because I get really OCD and really anal and very emotionally affected by my environment if it is not neat and clean and like fairly organized. I can let it get a little bit disheveled, but if things like get too like, just like, I don't know, I just think everything needs to be touched and put into place every week or so, just neat and clean and like wiped down. And if it's not, it starts to get to me. And so over the last, I guess, few weeks or the holidays, I was just going and going and going. So nothing got more than like a quick sweep here and there or a spit shine. And it was just driving me insane. So the last couple of days I've been like slowly cleaning up, cleaning out the fridge, like doing all the things that have been neglected. I mean, like, y'all, this is so gross, but like Jeffrey Dahmer would not have eaten out of my refrigerator like up until a couple of days ago. It was bad. So finally getting all of that like nice and fresh and on point. Like I love the smell of a bleached house. It soothes me. I'm a Monica from Friends. So it was really, I had to forgive myself and let go of my anal retentiveness and my perfectionism. And it was a moment where I definitely had to get comfortable and embrace my shadow, because that is one of the shadow aspects I hide. It's like, I don't want someone to think that I'm messy or gross or that I, you know, don't clean, like keep a good house or whatever. I'm house proud. So that was definitely a shadow aspect that I was having to come to terms with. But y'all, simplify your life. Cut out things in your, if you're like, I don't know, over giving to things and like maybe over volunteering or contributing more than you can keep up with, like you're over promising yourself. Don't do that either. Like you need to be able to take care of your own life as well. So you may need to cut back at like, maybe you're overextending yourself a little bit, right? In your routines and in your the things that you're trying to be involved with. So just pay attention, see what needs trimming, what needs simplification. Marie Forleo, she's so good for like coaching on just general motivation and being an entrepreneur and marketing and things like that. And just, I don't know, just being a motivated, inspired person, I guess, that kind of like career stuff. She's kind of like just, I don't know, her expertise, she's kind of broadened into like self-help a little bit, but she's also business oriented. But anyway, the point is leftover migraine insanity. Simplify to amplify. Her book, Everything is Figureoutable, she has this whole like chapter talking about simplification to amplify. In Kabbalah teaches that when something is simple, it's from the light, and when something gets complicated, that's probably from the opponent. The more confusing and complicated things are, it's the opponent that's like the influence in that situation. When things are simple and direct, probably of the light. So simplify your environment, simplify your plan. I just got that hit. Yeah, and I mean, like, sometimes it's easier to execute our plans when they're just broken down into very doable, digestible steps. One thing per day if you need to. And then once you feel less overwhelmed, maybe 2 things per day or whatever. But just give yourself attainable goals, and that really helps. Gives you momentum and motivation because you're like coasting on the winds. Make a decision. Feeling stuck or indecisive, listen to your intuition and make a decision. So part of your indecision could be related to the fact that you're overwhelmed. The more that you have to make decisions and judgments, the more that you have to categorize things and separate them and discern one thing from the other, you start to lose your willpower. You start to lose your focus. You start to lose your ability to like make decisions. I remember when President Barack Obama was in office, I remembered hearing a thing that somebody picks out his clothes for him every day, because of that finding that the more decisions that we make, the less willpower that we have and the harder it is to make a decision. So the more you simplify the amount of decisions that you have to make, the easier it will be to make them. Taking little actions helps alleviate the overwhelm. But also there are different ways you can tune in to your energy. If you get really calm and you close your eyes and just loosen up your body and tune in to what your chest feels like and your solar plexus and your gut. Think about your predicament or dilemma and take it through the scenarios. Maybe say it out loud or whatever to yourself. But if you say okay, I'm gonna choose to take this job. Okay, let's give an example of when I was doing TV and film production work. If I had 2 gigs come up at the same time and I was trying to figure out which one to take, right? If I wanted to work, say, on, let's pretend it was a food show versus a singing competition show. If I thought to myself, okay, if I say I take the gig for American Idol, how does that feel? And if I feel tight, heavy, dread, sick, tight, just feel heavy, probably a no. The body is very honest with you. Now, if I'm thinking ooh, the food show though, and I'm feeling yeah, a little intimidated, a little nervous, but excited, I'm distinguishing between that dread, the fear, the difference between dread and excitement, it's it's all kind of fear kind of feels the same way, or it feels very close. So, ooh, I'm feeling expansive. It's almost making me feel uplifted and lighter and taller and ooh, butterflies, you know, a little bit of excitement in my solar plexus there, you know, that's like, okay, well, that'll help you. You can also do the strength test, whereas if you have to like test yourself with like a truth and a lie. So like if I were like, my name is Lisa, and I tried to push my arm down, I would be weaker because I was lying, or that was inaccurate for me, or that wasn't in alignment with me. But if I were like, my name is Elizabeth, you know, I'm stronger. There's also a test that you can do where you stand with your feet together and you close your eyes and you imagine the options in front of you and you relax, and then you take note of when you're visualizing the options in front of you. You may find that you're leaning forward or leaning backward. Forward is more of a yes. Backward is maybe not. So tune in with yourself. Those might be easy ways that you can start tuning in and helping to make the decision, to help you get less, to help you feel less overwhelmed, or to help you start like feeling less mentally overwhelmed at least. Meditate. Ask for the answer before you meditate. And you may have to just let it go. And you may not get that answer in the meditation. It may come in a dream. It may come, you know, after you wake up from sleeping and you're just like, yeah, that's how I know how I feel now. You're more clear on it. You can ask for a sign. But I think that too, I think the universe wants us to make the decisions. Like, I think that, yes, divine wants us to be in authentic alignment with our divine path. And we need to touch base and see where we're being guided as far as like where our purpose is leading us, where, you know, divine timing and like providence might be leading us. But for the most part, we're expected to be able to become the kind of people in our life that can own our decisions and own the consequences that come with them, learn and readjust, right? A mistake is not the end of the world. It doesn't make us unworthy. We're supposed to come here and learn. And so part of, you know, our evolution is being able to have the courage and the fortitude and the backbone to risk a loss and be able to recover from one. So that's helped me overcome indecision as a Libra rising. Like it is very hard for me to make a decision a lot of times because I can see the pros and cons. I can see both sides, you know, and it's like a lot of times I like a lot of stuff. So it's not like I have strong preferences in some cases. So I understand, but hopefully those are things that will help you, like practical tips that will help you make decisions. Okay. All right, what else do we need to know for this week about what we need to, behaviors that we need to embrace, or mindsets that we need to embrace, or practices that we need to embrace in order to get that much closer to our goal? Worthiness, know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. Yes, so part of the manifestation work in To Be Magnetic, and I'm doing the manifestation challenge right now. They do it at the end of every year, and it kind of like crosses over into the new year. And it's, again, like part of my yearly ritual of casting your list, thinking about what you want to manifest. But it also has to do with unblocking your limiting beliefs, discovering, going through tests that test your self-worth to see if you'll settle or if you won't have trust or faith or belief. And so in order for you to manifest, it's not just about having positive expectation that it will happen. It's more than positivity. It's certainty in the light that no matter what, the light is in control, and no matter how things are playing out, the light can turn it around in your favor like that. The light can use any moment for your highest good, and you are always being guided towards your highest good. And so it's about trust, but also it's about subconsciously believing that you are worthy. You can think in your mind that you're worthy. There have been a million things that I'm like, I'm totally worthy. In my head, like, I'm like, yeah, totally. I'm totally worthy. I'm just as deserving as this or this person or that. but subconsciously, my inner child or my shadow or like programming from the past that I'm not even aware of is causing a block, right? So when life shows us things that make us emotional, like we were talking about, that is probably going to happen this week, look back on how those experiences affected your feeling of worthiness, right? When you take hits in life and you have failures, disappointments, heartbreaks, when people say mean things to you and they're insensitive, when they just don't think about how their actions are affecting you, you know, when we're young children, our parents are also young and they have less experience. And so they do things that have nothing to do with us, but we make up stories in our mind because our brain is trying to reason and figure out a situation and is defensive because we're so vulnerable, right? And we feel like any little thing could be the end all be all, because what if we were abandoned? We need someone to take care of us. So we're so afraid when we're younger and we're galvanized and everything's a bigger deal, right? So that imprints these beliefs and thought patterns and behavioral patterns that we were just not aware of. So it's all about, as these things trigger you this week, follow them back. Give yourself compassion and understanding. And when you start making those connections of, oh my gosh, when that happened, that must have put something in my mind that made me feel this way. And my mind must have filled in the blanks and told myself this story. And good God, that was mean of that person. Or, oh my gosh, I must have been so crushed. You know, that like, that's the kind of thing that you walk yourself through when these things are coming up. But you're going to start to notice where you feel unworthy, and that's what you need to correct, because in order to receive what you want to call in, it takes desire, it takes certainty, and it takes feeling worthy of that thing, right? Then it's like following your instincts and taking acts of faith and trusting the universe and not settling for what's not right for you or what's not really what you want. Okay, and our final card for the week. What is our final piece of advice to leave on so that we can use this week to the best of our ability and use the energy that's in the week to the best that we can? Consult an expert. More information is needed. Contact someone with expertise in this area. So if you are, thinking about your manifestation right now, and we are in sort of a reflecting and planning phase, there may be some things that you don't know yet that will help you. So maybe you will find some information about it in YouTube videos. You might find a coach on Snapchat or Instagram or something, or YouTube, that can help you. Or you may know of a consultant that you can go see or talk to, right? But maybe you need a little bit of advice or help in this area before you can move forward. So it could be someone is just going to give you a little bit of extra inspiration, or they're going to show you as an example what's possible for you and give you sort of an idea of like how to do it if you can like model yourself after what they're doing. But look at the experts, right? Even if you can't make an appointment with a coach or a consultation, if you can, great, that'd be awesome. But if you can't, then just look at the people who are doing what you want to do and then figure out, reverse engineer the sort of methods that they're doing that are in alignment with what you want to do. Like, don't blindly do everything that they're doing, but like think about it and you're like, okay, is this one of the things that I want to be doing? Is this really like how I want to feel and do? And like, is this the experience I want on a daily basis? Is this the method that I want to use here? But you can get ideas from people who have been there and done it, right? Just from watching them and dissecting what they're doing, paying close attention. All right, you guys, and now I'm going to pull a card for Joanna. What does Joanna, unless it's pronounced Joanna, but it starts with a J, so I guess it could be Hawana, but I think it's Joanna. Joanna, donate to my channel if you want to. There's a link below. She's probably like, oh my God, I hate you. Ooh, protection. Okay, you are protected, Joanna. And whatever you might be concerned about right now, just know that you, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe. You, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. So if there's something that you are stressed about right now, don't worry. Just act in faith, believing and knowing that the means will be provided. I wouldn't quit a job or anything or burn any bridges or do anything enormous that you're feeling is out of your depth. But if you're just like a little bit skittish about taking a risk, maybe go for it. Or if there's been something that's been weighing on you that you're really worried about, then just know that it's not as serious as you think. A lot of times something will come in almost like an illusion. I know that we just went through a phase of this with Neptune, I think, being in retrograde, I think. I was going through lots of scary illusions. And as I chose certainty and prayed out loud about them and for solutions and for protection and for clarity and certainty, it was like the things, like the symptoms around the issue that had manifested dissipated. Like the conditions dwindled and it was as if nothing had ever happened. It was just all smoke and mirrors and an illusion. So try to use your discernment, use your wisdom, tune into your intuition, and listen to the Holy Spirit will guide you with that small, still voice within. It's not going to talk to you in a harsh or fearful tone. It will be very quiet, simple direction. All right, remember, simplicity is from the light. Confusion, complexity, that is the opponent, okay? So you are protected. Now I'm going to pull you one more card out of the Goddess Guidance deck. This is another Doreen Virtue Oracle deck that I absolutely love. But we're asking now, what feminine archetypal goddess energy should Joanna embrace right now in order to meet this moment in the best way for her? Okay, who is her guide? Which one of the goddesses want to guide Joanna this week and help her along her way? Rhiannon, the sorceress. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Let's read. Let's read about Rhiannon. All right. Let's find her. I hope it's alphabetical. All right, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Message from Rhiannon. A large part of my power stems from my connection to animals and nature. If you've been indoors too long, you can recapture your personal power by simply stepping outside. This simple motion will do you a world of good in reawakening your sleeping, magical, spiritual nature. Allow the light of the sun, the moon, and the stars to stir ancient memories that may be dormant. Recall the times of your magical abilities and then put them to use immediately for the good of the entire planet. Resume the mission that was once aborted through the misdeeds of past-time leaders. Sorry, let me say that again. Resume the mission that was once aborted through the misdeeds of past-time leaders. Oh, meaning like when people from the past were supposed to do something good and they got like off path from their mission. It's like we have to like pick that torch up and keep going with it. Take up your spiritual arms and move with swift speed into the night, awakening one and all to the magic that is life itself. Awakening one and all to the magic that is life itself. This is a mission that must be accomplished, and you're the one who can help with it. Various meanings of this card. Have absolute faith that your dream is manifested. Make a clear decision. Put your energy into manifesting your dreams. Know that you deserve to receive good. When you win, others win too. Oh, I love that. Know that you deserve to receive good. Goes back to worthiness. When you win, others win too. Keep your thoughts focused on your desire and away from fear. Okay, when you win, others win too. And with the whole protection thing, I was just thinking that maybe you're preoccupied with like a competitor or like someone getting an opportunity instead. Just know that there's enough to go around, and whatever is meant for you will not pass you by. And if you don't get something, then it's not going to be for you. And it wasn't for you to begin with. And if you do get something that's not for you, then it won't really deliver. It won't give you the results that you want, and you won't be fulfilled anyway. So just rest assured that what is yours, and it's protected, and it's put aside for you and you alone. Let's see. Keep your thoughts focused on your desire and away from fear. About Rhiannon, this lunar Welsh goddess's name means great queen, as she serves important functions, including being the muse of inspiration for poets, artists, and royalty. She lovingly carries souls from Earth to the afterlife plane upon her trusty white horse, helping them adjust to the transitions of life after death. If you recently lost a loved one, that your loved one is protected, and it's like saying like your loved one has been guided to safe passage. And that might not be for you. It may be like for someone else, but I felt like that was worth saying, that if you've recently lost someone, don't worry, that they're okay. Helping them to adjust to the transition of life after death. A shapeshifter, Rhiannon can appear to you as an animal, bird, or a song. Call upon her for help with manifestations, spirit communication, transitions, or artistic inspiration. Rhiannon. I love that this is like the goddess deck, and it is very like, there's a wide variety of subject matter that could have come out, and it's during the manifestation reading, and this card was about manifestation. Also that you are protected, and that you are a powerful manifester and sorcerer and sorceress. So the ancient wisdom of all of your soul's history and experience is within you, and that of the Akashic, of the full collective subconscious. And the collective unconscious that you can tap into at any time. It's about getting quiet and going into that inner realm within your heart. I also wanted to say that I know a lot of times when the card is like, get out in nature, it'll make you feel better. But that is so true. Jesus would go out into the woods and up into the mountains to take tree baths and to bathe and to ground himself, to clean his energy and to be alone. Also, the trees, the plants, the spirits, the angels within nature are also communicating truth to you, because they're basically radiating love and frequencies of high vibration and nurturing and joy, like through Mother Earth. So being out in nature is actually a lot more therapeutic and a lot more productive than we give it credit for. So go out in nature, take a tree bath, let the trees whisper wisdom to you telepathically into your spirit. All right, you guys, this was a pretty long video tonight. But yeah, if you want, donate to my channel and maybe I will pull you a card too. All right, y'all, ciao, bye.